Hello and welcome to PMCLounge.com. Today we are talking about Plan, Do, Check, Act or the PDCA cycle. Now this concept is something that we have already discussed in the past when we were briefly touching upon the ITIL certification. But in this video we will talk about this concept of PDCA cycle specifically from the perspective of the PMP exam. So if you are someone who's looking to clear the PMP exam, do watch this video till the end. Very important. Also, if you're into reading articles, if you'd rather read about PDCA than watch a video, then first link in the description will take you to a related article on PDCA over at our website pmclounge.com. So first link in the description, related article, do check that out. And second link in the description will take you to the entire playlist of all the videos that we have done on the quality management knowledge area. PDCA is a concept that occurs in the quality management knowledge area of PMP courseware. So very important second link, and third link will be a previous video where we touched on the basics of PDCA cycle during our brief discussion on ITIL. So three links, very important. That being clear, that being said, let's get started. So this is how the PDCA cycle looks like. The first step is plan, then do, check, and finally act. Act again can lead to another plan. So this is a cyclical process. It is a continuous process, and this is how PDCA cycle looks like. Now, the thing is, from PMP exam perspective, the first thing that you should know is the different names that this concept is known as and why do we have such different names? So let's look into that first. All right, so the first name is Shuheart cycle, and Plan, Do, Check, Act was created by Walter Shuheart. Very important. You can get a question in the PMP exam that simply asks who created or who came up with the PDCA cycle, Plan, Do, Check, Act. Walter Shuheart is the name, and thus it is known as Shuheart cycle as well. Again, Walter also created control chart, and this is one of the 7 basic quality tools that we have already discussed. Fourth link in the description will take you to the entire playlist on 7QC, which contains control chart as well. So Walter, he created control chart as well as the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle, the PDCA cycle, while he was working at Bell Labs in 1920s. Three important sentences. You never know, you can get a question in the PMP exam just from these three sentences. So do check these out, important sentences. Now, a few questions, a couple of questions around Bell Labs. This is general knowledge question, has nothing to do with PMP. Let me know in the comments if you know the answers to them. First question, who is the founder of the company Bell Labs? And second question, which is the parent organization, current parent organization of the company Bell Labs? So general knowledge question, nothing to do with PMP. If you know the answer, let me know in the comments. All right, the second name of this concept is Deming cycle. Now, although W. Edwards Deming, he didn't create the PDCA cycle because we already know Walter Shuhart did, but what Edwards Deming did was he is accredited for popularizing the concept. So he's the one who popularized this concept. So if you get a question in the exam, who created the PDCA cycle, the answer to that is Walter Shuhart. But if the question says who popularized the concept of PDCA cycle, then the answer is Edward Deming. And believe me or not, you can get questions that are this straightforward in the PMP exam. This simple, trust me. Now, Deming is a well-known quality theorist, and his work in the field has led to this concept being known as Deming cycle. So that is why PDCA cycle is also known as Deming cycle. It is also known as Shuhart cycle. A quick reminder before we move to understand the concept of uh, PDCA cycle is our PMP training courseware. Every single article and video is available on this link, pmclounge.com/PMP training. Do check that out. So now the important part of the video, what is the concept of PDCA cycle? Let's look into that. So PDCA is used by many Kaizen practitioners as it is one of the ways for making process improvements. Now Kaizen is something that we have recently discussed. Fourth link in the description will take you to the video on Kaizen. Now, PDCA is used by practitioners of the Kaizen concept because it is one of the ways for making process improvements. Now, let's look at the steps that are followed to basically execute the PDCA cycle. Step one is plan and execute a small improvement in the process. So you will plan an improvement, you will find out an improvement that can be executed in the process, and you are going to execute it. So this step basically covers the plan and the do part of the PDCA cycle. And remember, we are talking about small changes here. So the change need not be earth shattering, groundbreaking change in the process, right? We are talking about small improvements here. So that's the first step of executing PDCA cycle. The second step is measure the benefits of the change. So this is where the check part comes into the picture. So you have executed a change, you have implemented a small change. Now you're measuring what is the benefit of this change. What are the benefits of executing this small change? Number three is if the benefits are deserving enough, right? You are on the act part of the PDCA cycle right now. So if the benefits that you received from this small improvement that you have made in the process, if the benefits are deserving enough, you can introduce the process change. You can introduce the process change. You have basically acted, you have done the act part of the PDCA cycle, and that act part was you have introduced a process change. So this is how the PDCA cycle works. Very, very important to understand how this entire concept works in real life project management scenarios. If you were not able to follow through, go back and watch this part of the video again. It is definitely going to be helpful. So from the steps above, you can clearly understand why this is a preferred way to go about improving the process for Kaizen practitioners, because Kaizen is all about continuous improvements. And this is exactly what you're doing in these three steps, right? If you found that the benefits of the small change that you introduced was deserving enough, you introduced a process change, and then you went over again to the P part of the PDCA cycle, and that is to plan another change. So that is how PDCA cycle is useful. That is how PDCA cycle is used in real life scenarios. That's all that we had in this video. Do hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, if you learned the concept of PDCA and found this video valuable. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified whenever we upload new content. And as always, don't forget to check out the website pmclounge.com, your number one free PMP resource. Thank you.